Recently, Shanghai released its 2024 statistical bulletin. As of the end of the year, the city's permanent population stood at 24.8 million, down by 72,000 from the previous year. Notably, the non-native resident population dropped below 10 million for the first time, falling by 230,000 people. Meanwhile, the population with official household registration actually rose by 166,000. According to the official stats, since 2019, Shanghai's population has consistently stayed above the 24.8 million mark. So, for a megacity that size, a drop of 72,000 shouldn't really be noticeable, right? But is that really the case? I've been in Shanghai for a while now, and it's hard not to notice there are way fewer people than just a few years ago. Places that used to be packed, like East Nanjing Road, were so crowded it was almost impossible to walk. Now, the streets are noticeably emptier. Even Huaxai Middle Road, once bustling with foot traffic, feels deserted. In stores I used to visit, gone. Many shops are closed, vacant, and no one's renting them. That tells you something. Fewer people are coming to Shanghai for work or tourism. This city, one of the biggest in southern China, has around 24 million permanent residents. Some are locals or homeowners, but many used to be temporary workers or travelers. And now, that drop in population seems to reflect a deeper trend across China. Birth rates are falling and people are disappearing. So what's life like for workers in Shanghai this year? Well, in one residential community with about 120 households, 56 of them have someone unemployed or waiting for work. That's a jobless rate way higher than the official 4.2%. Office buildings? Practically empty. Shopping malls? Foot traffic's a trickle. Everyone's been talking about how hard things are in Shanghai this year, so let me share what I've seen. I came to Shanghai around 2010, so it's been 15 years, and this year I've noticed some serious changes. First off, the city just feels emptier. I live in Minhang, a suburban area where a lot of factory workers stay. Back then, rental listings were snapped up by young couples almost instantly. But this year, even listings that have been up for weeks can't find tenants, and the subway? Yeah, it's still busy, but not packed like before. I haven't been unable to get on a train even once this year, and that's a big change from how it used to be. She also mentioned something else. Back when she worked near Changsha Road, there was a mall called Printemps where she and her co-workers always grabbed lunch. It used to be packed, you had to wait in line. Now, no line, no crowd, and most of the stores inside have shut down. The food court, nearly dead, and the foreigners, gone. Back then, foreign business people were everywhere in our office building, and the streets full of international restaurants were thriving. Now, those same streets are quiet, and many of those restaurants have closed their doors for good. This all shows one thing: Shanghai, China's most prosperous city, is seeing an abnormal and significant population decline. And you can see the ripple effects everywhere. The private sector is shrinking, stores sit empty with no takers, and the economy is slowing down fast. It's getting really hard to find a job. On the streets of Shanghai, the signs of decline are everywhere. One netizen captured this scene right next to Ruijin Hospital in the city center. Can you believe this? This is the heart of Shanghai, right beside Ruijin Hospital. And look at these storefronts, row after row, all empty. It's seriously worrying. And unfortunately, this is what Shanghai looks like right now. Just walk around and see for yourself. Tons of storefronts have for rent or transfer business signs posted, sitting vacant for ages. Small businesses are struggling to survive, and even the big companies are laying people off and cutting salaries. Food delivery and gig jobs, they've exploded in numbers. It's totally saturated. Why? Because people have no better options. They're taking ride-hailing or delivery gigs just to get by. Many companies can't even pay wages on time. Some workers have had their salaries slashed in half. Others haven't been paid in months. If no more workers come to the city by July, I'd say about 30% of companies here won't make it. Many could just collapse. This isn't a joke. Since mid-April, the number of people coming to Shanghai to work has dropped sharply. At our company, we only get maybe 5 or 6 people a day asking about jobs, sometimes 7. On a busy day, 10. A few years ago, it was completely different. The workers you see most, ride-hail drivers and food delivery guys. They make about $570 USD a month. After rent and utilities, they've got barely anything left. So tell me, do you still think there's a real future in Shanghai?
今年的上海的就业市场，
This year, the job market in Shanghai, one word, awful. The train stations are packed, not with tourists but with young people carrying suitcases, laid off and unsure where to go next. Outside company gates, signs read, "No more hiring." Some 36-year-old job seekers have sent out over 100 resumes with zero replies. Once proud white-collar workers are now delivering food or setting up street stalls just to survive. It's not the Shanghai people imagined, not the first-tier city dream, but sadly this is the reality of Shanghai in 2025.
上海今年又少了100万人。
I don't know if you felt it too, but in our line of work, we've definitely noticed a shift. It's really tough to land a decent job right now, almost impossible to find one that truly fits. So here's my advice, if you can get into a halfway decent factory, just go. Don't sit around waiting for a better opportunity. With the job market this bleak, a lot of folks have already packed up and gone back to their hometowns. That's why this year, whether it's a corner fruit shop, fruit stand, or restaurant, everyone's saying the same thing. There's way fewer people around, so where did they all go? It's safe to say Shanghai's population drain isn't slowing down. One netizen summed it up perfectly. Shanghai is still Shanghai, but staying here is just too hard. Soaring housing prices, shrinking incomes, disappearing blue-collar jobs, and mass layoffs in finance, they're all pushing the dream chasers right out of the city. Another netizen pointed out the root of the problem. Shanghai's job market has just gotten worse and worse. Jobs are hard to come by, and salaries are laughably low, not enough to cover basic living costs. Whether you're blue-collar or white-collar, nobody's safe, and for those at the bottom of the ladder, life is downright bitter and hopeless. One woman working as a systems architect in Shanghai shared her own story, and it's hard.
我们公司要裁员了。
Our company's laying people off. This afternoon, a coworker told me that almost everyone in our Shanghai office will be let go, except for a few architects and developers. The economy's been bad for 2 years now. We already had one round of layoffs at the end of last year, and now, less than a year later, here we go again. I know things are rough out there, and even with the severance, it's hard not to panic when it's your turn. I'm the oldest daughter from a rural family. My younger siblings are still in college. If I lose this job, the pressure on me will be enormous. I came to Shanghai not long after graduation, hoping to earn enough to make life better for my parents. I've worked hard, really hard, but reality can be cruel. I can't compete with people born into privilege who never have to worry about work. If I'm not lucky this time, I just hope others are. No matter what, I'll stay positive and keep going. We've all got to hang in there. And it's not just experienced workers, the fresh grads are struggling too.
但是西西告诉你的是，在上海现在真的
Finding a job in Shanghai right now? Nearly impossible. We're the graduating class of 2024. Just a year ago, our seniors had it way easier. During spring and fall recruitment, they'd land 4 or 5 offers, no sweat. But for us, we've applied to 70 or 80 companies. We're lucky to get 3 or 4 interviews, and most of us, just 1 offer, 2 at best. It's nothing like it used to be.
情形完全不同了。
Foreign companies once known for high pay and job security are also caught in the layoff storm.
在上海，到底有多少人正在失业？
How many people are jobless in Shanghai right now? Hard to say, but here's one example. This Wednesday, Citibank held a staff meeting and announced mass layoffs. 3,100 people are gone. One of my former co-workers works at Citi. He just got married last month, returned from a honeymoon, and boom, laid off. Sure, foreign firms offer better severance. In this case, it's N plus 6 months, but still, it's a tough blow.
你知道在上海失业超过1年的人
Ever heard what it's like to be unemployed in Shanghai for over a year? Some people have submitted 492 resumes in 16 months and didn't get a single interview. That kind of long-term joblessness isn't just stressful, it starts to feel like a burden you carry everywhere. At first, they feel free, a fresh start, they think. But soon, that freedom turns into torment. They keep trying, but reality keeps slapping them down. Eventually, their schedule flips. They sleep through the morning, then mindlessly scroll job apps all afternoon. After the 100th rejection, the 200th, the 300th, they break down. They dread calls from family, feel anxious hearing from friends, and start doubting themselves. Why am I failing at everything? Then they go to Xiaohongshu and realize they're not alone. 8 out of 10 people are unemployed. Behind every one person who finally lands a job are hundreds of resumes that went straight into the void. Now, it's almost August, rent is due, and the pressure? It's crushing. And here's my third point. Shanghai's job market really is collapsing. We used to think job crises hit around 35 or 40 years old. But now, I've got coworkers born in 94 or 95, barely turned 30, and they already can't find jobs. One colleague left our company, then bounced between 2 or 3 others, each time laid off again due to business adjustments. Now, he's out of options. He has no choice but to try starting his own thing. That's the job landscape in Shanghai right now, plain and painful. But there's been one surprising trend amid all the layoffs. Tiny co-working cubicles are suddenly in demand. This year, I noticed something interesting in Shanghai. My company's relocating, so I've been checking out office spaces. A lot of the co-working places look nice, well-decorated, comfortable. But here's the thing, they've got these tiny cubicles just big enough for 1 or 2 people. 3 people couldn't even squeeze in. And guess what? Every single one of them is occupied. The people inside? Focused, busy, working hard. I couldn't help but wonder, who are they? Turns out they're probably folks who got laid off over the past couple of years. These were people who used to work at decent companies, but now can't find jobs that match their previous pay and don't want to settle for less. So they're trying to do their own thing. They've got a bit of severance money and they use it to rent these tiny offices. Why co-working? Because it feels like they're still going to work, keeps them in the right mindset. A lot of people who can't find a job are starting to feel like there's no hope left. Let's talk about reality. In Shanghai, the average home price is over $10,000 per square meter. Even in the suburbs, it's $4,200 to $5,700. Buying a place? Forget it. Even renting's a stretch. A quick meal costs $4 to $8. A one-way subway ride is 70 cents to $1.20. Just surviving here drains you. In incomes, blue-collar wages haven't budged. White-collar folks are getting laid off. Finance and tech are downsizing. Young people come here chasing their dreams, but find out the dream is way too expensive, and they're too burned out to chase it anymore. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.